Welcome back. I am now joined by volleyball analyst Zach Aaron. Zach, what did you see from the volleyball team this week?
Since the last show, the Pioneers have only played one match. That one match was the Volley for Vision match, benefiting the Vision Research Ropard Foundation, a cause very close to Coach Mike Bruno. The match was against the Vulcans of California University of Pennsylvania, a local NCAA Division II team. The match was lost by the Pioneers 3-1. Cal U got off to a quick start in the match by winning the first two sets by scores of 25-23 and 25-20 respectively. Point Park went on to win this next set by a score of 25-23 to keep themselves in the game. But then in the fourth set, Cal U finished off the Pioneers by a score of 25-19. The loss ended their six-game winning streak, and the Pioneers struggled during the game as they finished with an attack percentage of only .026. Freshman outside hitter Shiloh Simonson looked very good, however, putting up 8 kills for the Pioneers, which was the team high. Leading the way for the Pioneers in assists was once again sophomore setter Kara Bradley with 24 assists. The loss does now bring the Pioneers to 11-10 overall, and they remain at first place in the KIAC with a 7-2 record. Now, they have a very light road ahead as they are currently taking on Slippery Rock right now, and they will host the Midway Eagles on Sunday. And then they have 2 weeks off. It'll be interesting to see how they come back after that 2-week break, whether they can do well with the rest or whether they're cold from the lack of competition.
Now, Zach, you see the Pioneers, they're playing a great cause. The Volley for Vision game there, a cause that you said is very close to Mike Bruno with him having a legally blind daughter. Let's step away from the sports. So how big is it for the Pioneers to host an event such as that?
It's very big for the Pioneers to host this kind of event. Just for everyone's information, Mike Bruno ran the Pittsburgh Marathon, 26.2 miles, blindfolded. He completed it for the same cause. He was raising money, and he got a lot of media attention for that and a lot of donations from what I understand. So now this volleyball game is an extension. And credit to California University for stepping up and letting Point Park play them, given they're an NCAA team and they could have played a rival during that. But despite the loss, either way, it was still a very good cause that it's going toward, especially because of Coach Bruno's circumstances. But yeah, it was a very good cause to play for.
Now you see the Pioneers, they're going back to the play on the court. Not exactly what you want to see. They did push this NCAA Division II team. They're 0-3 against those teams on this season. But Zach, the Pioneers, there's a lot they can take away from this game. Don't look at a win-loss. They really brought a lot to the table. They really pushed this team to the final sets.
Yeah, and I do have to give Point Park a lot of credit. I mean, they did stay in the game pretty well, with the scores of 25-23, 25-20, and 25-19 being the 3 sets that they lost. So they did keep it relatively close during the entire game. Within 6 points, that's not too bad, especially for an NCAA team.
Now, Zach, you look at they have 2 weeks off after playing their next after playing Slippery Rock in Midway. Then they go down to Florida midway through the season. How big do you think this is for this team to have a mid-season team bonding experience in Florida and tournament play as well?
That'll be a huge experience, especially after 2 weeks off. So they're going to be 2 weeks deprived of real competition. And then they have to travel all the way down to Florida. So it's going to be very big to see how they can recover from the 2 weeks off. And it'll be very interesting because a lot of these players may be cold from the lack of competition.
Now, what do you expect the Pioneers to do with these 2 weeks off and then going down? Do you see them having success down there, or do you see them maybe still trying to find their way with a lot of these players being very young?
Knowing Coach Bruno, he's going to have a lot of practices and he's going to work them very hard, just as if they were put on game days or days before game days, pretty much every day during those 2 weeks so they don't get cold. So I would be pretty confident in saying that they'll do pretty well during the Clearwater tournament in 2 weeks.
Thanks, Zach. We'll be right back with Johnny Frywald as we look at the rugby team. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.